Today we're going to be going over my biggest regret when starting Where Winds Meet that's going to save you a ton of time and help your character become exponentially more powerful as you progress through the game. At the beginning of the game, you're introduced to the oddities system, but it really doesn't tell you just how important this system actually is, and there's multiple layers to this. And my biggest regret is while I've been running all over the map doing the main quests, side quests, and everything like that, I hadn't been collecting all of these oddities. This has set me very far back, and now I have to re-explore the entire map to collect them. And the reason that I didn't know just how good these actually are is because the game doesn't tell you, or at least it kind of does. You'll notice that when you equip a weapon, you have these things called Constitution required for your weapons. This one only requires level 10. But as we get further into the game, we need more of these. I guess you could almost call them hidden stats because there's only one spot you can actually see what level these stats are. And guess how you level up these hidden freaking stats? It's from the oddities. So I need Constitution for these, need Perception for the bow, as well as the ring. You need Erudition for these pendants and for your discs. And the requirement for these is going to get higher and higher as you go. And the only way you can actually see these is if you go to your abilities, you can go to details, and then you want to go to this button right here, and then you can see your exploration attributes. This has your perception, coordination, intelligence, and so on and so forth. Now, if you click on perception, you can see we get this perception from oddity collection or archery competition, or coordination also comes from oddity collection. Constitution comes from your outpost clearance rewards, so you definitely want to be clearing your outpost as you progress as well. Your erudition can come from your collecting of the Meow Meow puzzles. So anytime you see one of the Meow Meow puzzles, you're going to want to be completing them. Or you could be doing the universal harmony, which are those gold butterflies that you'll see, and you'll have to follow those to a golden lotus or a flower or whatever it is to be able to collect it. But the Meow Meows is probably the easiest way. And then you can also get mindset from the oddity collection as well. Now, essentially, each different color oddity is going to give you different things, like these red ones. If we jump right through that, you're going to see we get some coordination for that. Now, these lotuses right here, you have to run up and observe them, and then you're just going to follow them to their next spot, and then you're going to capture them. If somebody was mean and put a signpost there, you can just wait until their next jump. That one gave us some coordination as well. For these, you just need to jump down and smash it, and then you can collect these dagger crickets. This gives you mindset. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that anytime you see any of these oddities on your minimap, make sure to go pick them up, because not only are you going to be increasing your hidden stats, they're going to allow you to equip higher levels of gear later on in the game, but then you can go back to the Melodies of Peace vendor that we were introduced to at the beginning of the game to be able to trade your oddities in for massive permanent stat boosts. So this one here, we're getting max endurance +5. So we're going to activate this. Our next one is max physical attack +4. Get another 150 HP here. Max vitality +10. Now, vitality is the key resource required for offensive mystic skills. Attacking enemies restores vitality, so basically getting an extra vitality bar means we'll be able to use our skills even more. Now, what I'm going to focus on mainly is just going down this tree as much as possible. This is actually one of my favorite skills in the game, the Touch of Death, and this allows you to increase the distance at which you can activate that. Unfortunately, some of these are very expensive to be able to obtain. Like this is using 4 of my oddities. And it gives me max endurance, which isn't particularly great. What I'm really focused on is anything that increases my damage permanently. Now, what I'm not going to be picking up is the damage versus monsters in an area. I want permanent upgrades that will give me more power throughout the entire game. So I'm not going to waste any oddities on things that just increase damage against monsters, at least not right now. Now, one thing that I've definitely been missing out on is the movement skill Wall Stride Shadow Dash. This is going to be huge for traversing this area. So if you've been wondering how to acquire this, it's from these oddities. We're going to get a little bit more into this one in a second, because to be able to use this in each map area, there's a little trick that you can do to actually be able to do that. Let's go ahead and activate this. Now, this one might be worth getting. A plus 20% chance for monsters to drop 2 pieces of gear rather than 1. Now back to this Shadow Dash. This is a lightness skill, similar to the one that I showed in a previous video called Meteor Flight. Now this says all major factions restrict Wall Stride skills. Now to be able to use this, you can either hold B on the controller or hold Shift And this is going to drastically increase your movement speed. So now that we're holding it, we can see just how much faster we're moving. This is way faster than I move with my mount, unfortunately. But to be able to use these skills openly in any region, you need to be able to get to level 4 exploration. Because at level 4 exploration, you get the Afterglow pendant. This is going to be the same for the next region. If we go here, we can see here that we need to get to level 4 to be able to get the flight medallion. This is going to allow us to use all the same skills, as well as the wall run that will unlock in that area too. Now, to be able to get to level 4, you need to get 4,000 exploration points. You're going to get exploration points from doing basically anything in the game, especially if you're collecting the oddities. But then I find that doing the campaign and then the legacies are the best way to level this up quickly. If you do all the legacies in the area and collect everything as you go, you're going to get a ton of exploration points, and these legacies themselves give you a ton of exploration points on their own. This is how I got to level 4. This is how I got to 4,000. And then also doing your outposts, just because they're already really important and you're gonna need to do them to be able to equip higher level gear later on anyways. Now, what's great about any of these things is if you click into one of them, we can just click into here and it'll show us exactly where we need to go to be able to start that particular quest. So if you're struggling leveling up your exploration, focus on campaign, legacies, and outposts, and collecting everything that you see along the way. There are so many different little hidden ways to increase your character's power, and one of them is also making sure to increase your inner ways. Like I got the sword morph right now, and you can break through this as well. Now, I kind of thought this was really important. That's why I wanted to cover it. So each one of these is going to give you different things for your sword morph, but you need these notes to be able to do this. Now, there's a couple different ways to be able to get these. You have your inner way note chests, you have your season shop, you have the warehouse, exchanges, and different types of path of trials. But one thing that I've noticed is the season shop, these are weekly restocks, which means if you don't claim them this week because you don't know that you can even do this, you're losing out on your ability to be able to get more of these notes faster. So I highly recommend buying all of these each week when you can, at least until you max out the inner ways that you are trying to get. Because quite frankly, you get so much of these jade fish anyways, and you can earn 20,000 of these every week. So I'm going to purchase all of the ones that I possibly can. I'm going to purchase all of my martial arts tips as well, because I can just claim these for whatever I want. And these are going to restock next week, so I can use them. Now you'll notice these contain random inner way notes. That's a little bit unfortunate. So we're just going to open up all of these and hopefully we get ones that we need. Now, unfortunately, I only got 2 of the ones that I actually need. But if you click into here and go to tips exchange, you can go to conversion and you can convert inner ways into different things that you need. You can also get these by completing path challenges. To get 5 of them, you need to complete 12 of these path challenges, and then you need to complete 18 to get the other 5. You can also do tips exchange to be able to get a random chance at any of the legendary or non-legendary ones. And to do this, you need to actually break down books that you know for a fact you're not going to use. Now, at this point in time, I don't think it's worth actually breaking down any of these books that you do get, because you might not know what you really want to specialize in. But if you do, this is an easy way to be able to get these plates, to be able to get these specific books that you need. But only do this if you're absolutely sure you know what you want to be specializing in.